last session we have seen like what are the prerequisites needed before installing SAP. So today we are going to see the installation of SAP. So before proceeding with the installation, you need to know where you have copied that software in which folder. Okay, so you need to go to that respective folder, and then you need to select the installation master, which is the folder. You need to double click on that, and you need to double click on data units. Then you need to go into this folder, Windows x86 64. Under this folder you have seen so many things, but as I told, there is a tool which SAP installation will run with SAP INST. So SAP INST is the tool which install your SAP system. So just double click on SAP INST, click on yes. So it will take you through the SAP installation process, where it will go through all the phases, and so almost it has like more than 20 phases. So it will take around 6 to 8 hours or maximum 10 hours depending on your hardware, like how much RAM, how much processor you have, like it all depends on your hardware. Okay, say allow access here. Sometimes firewall blocks, so you need to say allow access. So once you click on that, you will be getting a new pop-up window. Now here you can see that the computer name which we have kept, right? So Zenith ECC, like when I was showing, I showed ECC, right? So I haven't changed, but for your understanding I have shown you. Okay, but keep in mind that that computer name should be lesser than 13 characters. Okay, so now here you go to the first SAP application server ABAP. Okay, if you go one drop down, you'll see a MaxDB database. As I told, SAP installed on the database. If you have the database installed, then only we can install the SAP. Otherwise SAP won't install. Okay, it will look for the database. So if you go one more down, it shows central system. Under the central system, you will see the central system icon. So in our next session, like you will be going to more in like what is instance, what is central. So I don't want to make it give it here that concept, but here just we are going with the SAP installation. Okay, now see it next. Now it will ask for the password. Basically, once the SAP is installed, the SAP creates two default users by name SAP star and DDIC. So if you see, there are two users which SAP creates after the installation, which we are SAP star and DDIC. So you have to give the password here and note it down somewhere or write it, because if you forget this password, then your whole time, whatever you have applied installing SAP, will go vanish. So this is very important. So I'm just giving the password like Zenith123. Okay, so I'm just noting down and I will save it there. So here is asking the agreement, so you need to go and accept and then say next. This is the end user license agreement, because SAP is giving this software for you free of cost, okay, for 3 months. So you need to accept that agreement, and then you need to proceed. Now see, if you see on the bottom what is going on, it's extracting Java. So that means it needs Java. okay, it needs database, so, and it's also got the environmental variables, so all these things it will look. If nothing, if something is missing, then what will happen? It will throw an error saying that you do not have the Java installed, you do not have the database. So this kind of issues might arise if you didn't did the prerequisites. So that's why I have already explained those things. So now here is asking the password. So as I said, like I'm giving Zenith 123 and same password here, Zenith 123, and say next. So once you click on next, it will go. These are the 5 phases of this delivery tool, and we are in the second phase of define parameters. Okay, choose option, we have already selected that central system, and it moved to the define parameters, where we have to define the parameters like, are you going to install ABAP, are you going to install Java, both, you know, central instance. So these are the parameters. What is, you know, there's a concept called SID, which is nothing but your system identification, which I explained in the system landscape topic. So SID contains only 3 characters like def, or it could be QS quality, or it could be PRV production. So remember that SID only contains 3 characters, and which we need to give. Okay, and instance number starts with 00 and ends up to 99. So these are the parameters which will ask during the installation, and you need to define those things. Okay, so this is just to show you. Okay, now what is asking? He's asking the operating system user. So this password is nothing but when you log into your PC, maybe you have created your own user, okay, with a password. When you log into your PC, that password you have to enter here. So once you enter the password, it will proceed. Okay, so make sure you're giving the right password. So it's checking the names for well-known groups. Okay, now here it will ask your system does not meet some prerequisite, because I am installing in Windows 7. Okay, you could be installing on Windows 7 or Windows 8, but here it's asking that you need to install in Windows 2003. So no need to worry about that, since I already installed so many times. Okay, it installed successfully. You just hit no, okay, and it will proceed further. So it check all the values, it will check the database instance, and so by default, since this is a predefined software, so it takes its predefined, like it will take the, you know, like SID, it will take like NSP, because this is a predefined software, and the instance it will take by default 00. So in a company, you will have a real software, and like you have to assign and you have to define which SID you are giving, what instance number you are giving, okay, whether it is central instance or not. Okay, so these are the very important things, like you have to remember, and you have to, you know about that. So see here, as I said, like these are the final step summary, and then you have to see heck it execute. Okay, so here we have given I accept. Okay, then I told like SID by default is taking NSP. Okay, since this is a private software and it's installing on your C drive, and you have given a master password. It's a local installation, since we are doing in the standalone PC, or if you have any domain, you can change it by clicking on it. Okay, so you have given the OS password as what you log into the system. You have the database, okay, and already installed. And so these are some okay prerequisites. So CPU is using, like I have like core 2, so it's using the 2 CPUs of mine, and it's using this kind of input output buffer cache. Okay, number of sessions 100. So these are general parameters for before it proceed the installations. So if you see the central instance here is 00, okay. So in the company, if you want, you can define any of the instance number as per the requirement, okay. And host name is nothing but your computer name, as said, like Zenith ECC, and these are the unpack archives which it will collect from your software, and it will extract those exports, okay. So here I hope you understand this concept of installation, like how I proceeded with it, okay. So you no need to check any box here, okay. Just say next and it will proceed with your instruction. So there are almost 23 phases, and you know it will take 6 or 8 hours, as I said, depending on your environment. So I hope you have understood like how to install SAP. So you try, definitely you can able to install SAP successfully. So in our next session, we will be going to see what are the post installation activities required after the SAP installation. So you will also see once it's done successfully, you will get the message like this. If you see here, it's all the phases have been completed successfully. Execution of service SAP. Okay, so this kind of message you will get once you install successfully. Okay, so thank you so much for attending my session. Bye.